It's starting to get cool, and soon enough it'll be just downright cold. We need to be thoughtful with our dogs this time of year.
Breed can be a factor in that in this Pet Talk, while you also need to be mindful about your dog's feeding.
Kathy Gannan is a pet behavior specialist at the Nebraska Humane Society. Good to see you, Kathy.
Good morning.
You got a little friend in here today.
She was tucking her head.
This is.
Oh my gosh.
And I can recall that you've had a dog that you brought in that's this young that has had little puppies.
Yes, it happens. It does happen.
She's 8 months old?
We think she's about 8 months old. She transferred in from another shelter. She can't have puppies anymore. We took care of that. But, you know, that's pretty young.
She's so
Look
sweet.
at her.
Isn't she sweet?
She's
adorable.
calm.
Fresh.
Yeah.
She's loving.
Yes.
So you said she's 8 months old. What about breed? What do you know about her?
We think she's probably a Beagle Chihuahua mix. She's probably not going to get much bigger at all.
A Beagle Chihuahua mix,
yes.
too. That's interesting.
Well, you can see the Chihuahua on her
bark.
face a little bit. Yeah, you can see it on her face.
But the shape of her face, to me,
It's
reads
beautiful.
Beagle. Yeah, and those dark eyes.
Very pretty.
It's getting colder out, and like
It
we
is.
talked about in the lead to this segment, what should we be thinking about when it comes to our pets?
Well, part of it depends on how much fur do your pets have. You know, if you're going to be out for longer periods of time and you have a dog that doesn't have a lot of fur, you know, and doesn't have a lot of body fat, they're going to get cold faster. Dogs with a lot of fur aren't going to want, you know, they're not going to worry about it. But you may need to put some kind of a jacket on them if you're going to be out for a long period of time. The biggest thing is their feet, especially once we get to that snow happening.
I think we neglect that sometimes.
Is it, what are
The
the
ice
greatest
melt.
risks? The ice melt. It's not the snow getting packed into the hair between
Not
the
so bad.
pads.
No, because that's not quite as bad as that ice melt.
Standing on the ice.
The ice melt is because it's calcium chloride and it burns their pads. It burns their feet, it hurts. Or if they start licking at their feet, they're ingesting it.
So how do you
And that's not
prevent
good.
that? Because we also want to get them out and get exercise
Right.
where possible.
Kind of watch where you see that on the ground and maybe you let them walk in the snow instead of on the sidewalk where that is at. Wash their feet when they come home. Some dogs will wear boots. They make doggy boots and some will wear them. It's a little tricky for some, but some will do that for you. And it just keeps those pads safe.
I've seen, hi sweetheart, I think she likes chicken marsala. Is what's really going on.
Shrimp bites, spicy shrimp.
I've seen advertised in a few places where they say, you know, this ice melt, safe for dogs or whatever. Is there such a thing?
There is.
Okay.
And it is safe, but you know, again, it's one of those things, do you really want them to lick their feet and ingest that? Do they need to do that? No, they don't.
Just wash.
Great question, though. So what do you do if they do ingest some of that ice melt?
If it's the dog-safe kind, you don't really have to worry. You can push maybe they'll drink water a little bit more for you, but if it's the calcium chloride, you better get them to the vet.
And if you didn't put it down, you probably don't know what that is.
No,
so.
and just if you don't let them lick their paws while you're walking, which they're not going to be so apt to do, and make sure you wash their feet when they come home, you should be fine.
Is it just off their feet that you need to be concerned about that ice melt, or do they have a
Anywhere.
desire to eat it? Do they don't? Do they
No,
eat
not
it?
really.
They don't want to go eat it.
No,
do
they're
they?
just trying to get it off their feet.
Yeah.
But you know, some dogs, like you know, little dachshunds are shorter. If they have a belly that's on the ground a little bit too, you know, maybe make sure you wash that under fur off, so that way they're not licking it off at all.
She's
too.
starting to give way a little bit here. Where she's like, she's
Oh,
fighting
she's
a nap.
good.
She wants to lay down, but then she wants to stay up.
But
I
how
know.
young can dogs have litters? I mean, I'm still
Basically,
intrigued
we're
by this. I didn't
intrigued by
realize
this, yeah.
they could have them that young.
Basically, once they've come into season, they can do. So, and that's probably pretty close to what happened to her, unfortunately.
When do adoptions open? Because I can't imagine that
open at
she's not
10.
going home. They open at 10.
Oh, noon today. Sorry, wrong
Jeez.
day of the week. Sorry.
Kathy
But you
Gannan.
don't wanna- you wanna
Freaking
get-
me out
It's
over
Tuesday.
here.
My
No,
fault.
you're okay. But you want to get there earlier to get the paperwork done if
Yep.
she's
Sweetheart.
one that you have your eye on.
Yes,
Oh,
her name
come
is
here.
Carrie.
Okay. Hi. And let's
Carrie.
look like this way.
There you go.
That's
Okay,
Carrie.
so
She's going to be
yes.
available for adoption
Yes,
today.
noon
at
today.
noon.
The only caveat with her is that her bark
It's hysterical.
is hysterical. Kathy was telling us
Yes.
because of the breed mixture between the Chihuahua and the Beagle.
Is it, what is it? Is it high pitched?
No, it's a lower like a Chihuahua can be, but she kind of bays like a Beagle does.
So
It's
be
really
ready.
cute.
The
It's
Humane
really cute.
Society, of course, just east of 90th and Mort. Now she's got
Nice
her
job,
tail
Karen.
going. Thank you, Kathy. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you and all the advice
Thanks,
you bring.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in this morning. All right.